I'd like to call to order the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners. Roll call, please.
Jevin Singh,
Here.
McGuire,
Here.
McMurtry,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Moran,
Here.
Zhang,
Here.
and Ortega.
All right, can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Land Acknowledgement Commissioner Moran.
Good morning. So every community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who can contribute their hopes, their dreams, and energy to making the history that led to this moment. Some were brought here against their will. Some were drawn to leave their distant homes in hope of a better life. And some have lived on this land since time immemorial. Truth and acknowledgement are critical to building mutual respect and connections across all barriers of heritage and difference. We are standing on the ancestral land of the Dakota people. We want to acknowledge the Ojibwe, the Ho-Chunk, and the other nations of people who also call this place home. We pay respect to their elders, past and present. So please take a moment to consider the treaties made by the tribal nations that entitle non-native people to live and work on traditional native lands. Consider the many legacies of violence, displacement, migration, and settlement that brought us together here today. And please, join us in uncovering such truth at any and all public events.
Thank you, Commissioner. Entertain a motion on the agenda on November 4th.
So moved. Second.
Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Moran,
Aye.
Zhang,
Aye.
Jevin Singh,
Aye.
McGuire,
Aye.
McMurtry,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
and Ortega.
Aye. Entertain a motion on the minutes of October 21st, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Moran,
Aye.
Zhang,
Aye.
Jevin Singh,
Aye.
McGuire,
Aye.
McMurtry,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
and Ortega.
Aye. Commissioner Miller, we have a proclamation for Native American Heritage Month.
Come on. Welcome you guys to join me at the diocese. Please join me. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Why don't you guys come over here? Thank you. All right. There we go. So today, Ramsey County recognizes November as Native American Heritage Month. This month is a time for Ramsey County to honor the enduring strength, sovereignty, and contributions of Indigenous peoples across the United States. Native nations shaped this country's democracy. The U.S. Constitution was influenced by the governance structure of the Iroquois Confederacy, whose great law of peace modeled principles of unity, consensus, and representative leadership that shaped early American democracy. American Indians serve in the U.S. military at a higher rate per capita than any other group, protecting our homelands and way of life. Indigenous activists have advanced environmental protection, language preservation, and sovereignty movements that benefit all communities. Our rivers, lakes, and cities reflect Dakota and Ojibwe languages and worldviews. Our state's name, Minnesota, from the Dakota words Minnesota, Makoche, sacred and significant places like Minnehaha Falls and the Mississippi River. Cities like Mankato, Bemidji, Anoka, Shakopee, Minnetonka, Wabasha, and Chaska are all numerous examples. Our histories, communities, and futures are interwoven when we honor our relationships and stand together. we grow stronger. We are thankful for the wisdom of the elders and the curiosity of our children. We know the benefit of working together with dignity, and Ramsey County is grateful for partnerships with St. Paul Indians in Action and the many Native organizations within the county that help push this work forward. With that, I will read the proclamation. We'll pass it to you while I read it. All right. So whereas the area within Ramsey County is located on American Indian ancestral and contemporary land that was and continues to be home to the American Indian people. And whereas the original homelands of American Indian people within the county existed since time immemorial. And Ramsey County acknowledges the contributions of American Indian people prior to its formation and recognizes the inherent sovereignty of tribal nations and the unique political status of tribal members. And whereas the American Indian community has historically been left out of conversations involving relatives where their advocacy was not properly handled or heard. And whereas Ramsey County recognizes the mass displacement of American Indian people from their homeland due to bias of government systems across the nation that have a history of practicing elimination techniques to dismantle the American Indian race within America. Whereas Ramsey County benefits when it partners with community members and tribal nations on issues affecting American Indian communities. And whereas Ramsey County partnered with the American Indian community to hire an American Indian community coordinator in 2024 to act as an ambassador of the American Indian community in connections with Ramsey County to help remove barriers being faced among American Indians within the county services and programs. Whereas this partnership with community and this new role works toward reducing disparities and strives to eliminate systematic racism and discrimination against the American Indian families. And whereas Native American Heritage Month is a time to educate the broader public of American Indian past and present experiences involving colonization, genocide, violence, oppression, and relocation, and to begin the truth and reconciliation process involving American Indian people who suffered colonization, and to celebrate American Indian culture, history, resilience, and contributions to the overall Ramsey County community. And whereas during Native American Heritage Month, Ramsey County recognizes the American Indian community and their strength, resilience, tribal sovereignty, and advocacy while committing to serve the American Indian population who reside within Ramsey County. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed, the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners recognizes November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month in Ramsey County. And be it further proclaimed, the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners encourages all residents of the county to join in recognizing and celebrating the contributions and the important presence of the American Indian communities within Ramsey County. Miigwech.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is John Poupart. I'm a longtime activist and for the Indian community member. Thank you, Commissioners, for having me share a few comments about Native American Heritage Month. On behalf of the St. Paul American Indian community, we welcome you to this land where we Indians have been forever. We've been granted our sovereign right to legal practice our religion since 1978 with the passage of the American Indian Religious Freedom Act. As America celebrates almost 250 years of nationhood, American Indians have lived on this continent for tens of thousands of years. Even though American Indians were not granted citizenship until 1924, we are the first and original citizens of this land in spite of the government's efforts to exterminate us. We are still here. We have survived throughout time because we believed in our system of spirituality and culture. And that was handed down through our oral history. We understood that we came from the stars, and our creation stories kept our system of beliefs alive to this day, so that we are alive and may welcome you to this day of sharing. Thank you for sharing this day of honor, recognition, and respect of American Indians and our sacrifices and contributions. Miigwech, aho.
Bonjour, Sherry Reimers. I'm the co-chair of St. Paul Indians in Action. I'm also the executive director of Indau Young Center in St. Paul, not too far up the hill from here. I felt it was important to come here and address the Board of Commissioners and County Manager recognizing Ramsey County's achievements in making the visible visible. The creation of the American Indian Community Coordinator this past year, we engaged in a day of shared learning, the Powers and Stories Uplifting Native Voice gathering in May, not to mention the opportunity to present to the County Board the history and relationship between Ramsey County and the American Indian community. This winter, we're very excited to engage in an upcoming Ramsey County St. Paul Indians in Action cohort, made possible through the support of the County Manager's Office and, of course, Lang. Miigwech.
Good morning. Commissioner Ortega, rest of the commissioners, Becker. I'm Kristen Kinney. I'm the executive director of the American Indian Family Center in St. Paul here, and also co-chair of SIA with Sherry. And I'm going to keep it short as well, but when I was driving in this morning, actually, I had some prepared words, and I'm not going to use them. I was actually thinking the last time I was up here was earlier this year, and there had been some gang shootings over in Minneapolis, and our staff were in particular directly impacted by that, as well as the full community. And the feeling at that time was incredibly heavy and hurtful, and one of relative despair, frankly, when I came in these doors. And it's a lot of how the heaviness is right now, too, in the community, with everything that's happening, politically especially. But the one thing that I'm hanging on to is the inspiration and the dedication that you all have shown and continue to show in partnership with our organizations. I should only be speaking for myself, but I know that it rings true for others as well. But the community, and it is so truly appreciated. It really is. And I know we talked about Nicole, but Nicole has been really instrumental, and I'm grateful and honored that I was able to help bring her into this role, and thankfully she hasn't disappointed. But she's been amazing, so thank you for that as well. And thank you for giving us space for this very important day and this incredible month, so appreciate it.
I would like to invite people to come and introduce themselves, and then we'll do a group photo.
Bonjour, que becoming Gugwen, Dijikas, Mayangan and Dundam and Mrs. Hagen and Dunjaba. Hello, my name is Ella Marie.
There we go.
Bonjour, and my name is Kiwata Gije. My name is Terrence.
Bonjour, my name is Anna Greer.
Hello, my name is Teresa. I am an enrolled member of Sistan Waptan Oyate, Dakota Tribe of South Dakota, and I'm the Director for Department of Indian Work. Thank you.
Lavon Lee Imachiapi, Lakota Himacha. My name is Lavon Lee. I'm from Lakota Nation, and I've worked in this community for many, many years, and recently I'm not working. So looking for volunteer opportunities. Thank you.
Bujuanin, Makuns Indigenous Cause, Makwan Nendudem, Kazagasquaji Mekog Nendunjaba. My name is Melissa Perez. The spirits know me by Little Bear. I'm from the Bear Clan, and I'm from Leech Lake, Band of Ojibwe. I'm also a Ramsey County employee. I work in community corrections. I just wanted to say that, you know, your work always speaks for itself. And so I hear everybody up here talking about Nicole because she's really came in and done a lot of work as an employee for the county. I really appreciate that. There's been many times where I felt like my voice wasn't heard or I didn't have any visibility. So bringing her in has been a big support for me. And I think she's doing really great work, and like I said, her work speaks for itself. Also, we have started an employee resource group, and it's for, you know, to support Native American employees and allies. The group is called, I'm going to forget now because I'm a little nervous. It's Mawa Dubawag, which means they sit together, and that's in the Ojibwe language. That's all. Thank you.
Buju Ogamogoneb Indigo Mong Indudum Ben Indigenous Cause Jaganash Mon. My name is Ben, and I work at the Family Center in the men's program. Miigwech.
Buju Saint Indigenous Cause Maklan Dudem Gawaba Biganikag and Dunjaba. Hello, my name is Saint Seiss. I'm from White Earth. I have been with the county for almost 2 years now. My role has been to support Nicole in her role, and then also supporting our RIAs and all the work that they do. And I'm co-leading the Native Employee ERG with Melissa. So, miigwech.
Buju Ginawa Tibikagiza Sukle Indigenous Cause, Bawagag Beganakang and Dunjaba, Minawagae Mioma and Dujaba, Maigan and Dudodem, Minawagae Ajijak and Dudodem. I said hello everyone. My name is Nicole Bean. I am the American Indian Community Coordinator that everyone's really hyping me up and making me cry. So I don't know what I'm going to say, but I just appreciate community standing here with me. I don't do this work alone, and I, as I say, stand on the shoulders of giants. And so Ramsey County really is doing the work, and I appreciate that and hope to do more work. As I think we're just getting started, and at the same time on Guamas, it's about time. So, meet you, miigwech.
Yeah, thank you. Tell our folks that. Thank you. So, 2, 3 photos coming out from 3. 3, 2, and 1. More. 3, 2, 1. Last one. 3, 2. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Okay, we now have in ordinance our capital improvement ordinance procedures. I will now open the public meeting. The public hearing on the 2026 Capital Improvement Program bond ordinance is now open. Ramsey County is a welcoming, accessible, and inclusive organization. The public hearing is a space for the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners to hear from many different points of views. While providing public testimony, we ask that speakers be respectful and refrain from using language that may be harmful to others. Your testimony will become part of the public record for today's public hearing. The purpose of the meeting is to allow the public an opportunity to comment on the 2026 Capital Improvement Program bond ordinance, and there is no vote taken during this public hearing. For those who are here to speak at the public hearing, when you are called to speak, please come to the dais, state your name and city of residence before making your comments. You will have a limit of 3 minutes to give your testimony. Is anybody signed up?
Board Chair, Commissioner, County Manager Becker, as of this morning, no one has signed up to provide public testimony for the bond ordinance public hearing today.
Is there anybody present that wishes to testify? Is there anybody present that may wish to testify? Is there anybody present that may wish to testify? I declare this public hearing closed. Okay, let's move on to the administrative agenda. Commissioner Moran.
All right. Mr. Chair, I'd like to move administrative item number 5, appointment to the Ramsey Washington Metro Watershed District. I would like to move item 6, appointment to the Rice Creek Watershed District.
Can I pull item 6?
Okay, I would like to move item 7, appointment to the Valley Branch Watershed District Board of Managers. I'd like to move item 8, appointment to the Ramsey County Extension Committee. I'd like to move item 9, rename the Metro Square to the Ramsey County Government Center. I'd like to move item 10, the 2026 Ramsey rate for the Ramsey County Sheriff.
I'd like to pull that item, please.
Thank you, Commissioner Moran.
Second. Oh.
Roll call.
Moran.
Aye.
Zhang.
Aye.
Jebin Singh.
Aye.
McGuire.
Aye.
McMurtry.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
And Ortega.
Aye. Commissioner Singh?
Yes, I'm only pulling item number 6, just to thank everybody who has signed up to serve on any one of these watershed boards and the Minnesota Extension Board. We had the opportunity to interview all of the candidates and to chat with them, and it's always wonderful to have community members who are willing to offer up their time and expertise and interest in making sure that community is at the center of so many of our big decisions, and these boards are very important in doing that. So I just wanted to have that moment to say thank you to everybody who has agreed to continue in that role.
Thank you. Commissioner McGuire.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm so glad that Commissioner Jebin Singh pulled this so that we could thank all of the people that put their names forward, and just to encourage others to continue to put your names forward. We're always looking for people from the community to serve on these boards and commissions, and if there's not a spot available at this moment, there would be maybe in the future. So please let us know what you're interested in. Go on our website and look for any of the issue areas that interest you, and put your name forward to serve on any one of our number of community boards and commissions. So thank you.
Thank you.
Second.
Hearing no further discussion, roll call.
Moran.
Aye.
Zhang.
Aye.
Jebin Singh.
Aye.
McGuire.
Aye.
McMurtry.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
And Ortega.
Aye. Before I call on my Jean, I just want to bring out on number 10 that I had several discussions with the sheriff over the past 2 days, and we came to an agreement on a 5% salary increase for his position. The sheriff has been, especially during COVID, took zero increases, and he is one of the lowest paid in the metro area, if not the lowest. So even though we're facing issues, and I know the feeling of this board was that, you know, everybody, all employees were taking 3%, in light of the view that he has, is at the bottom of the scale metro-wide, it's only fair that we try to make his position as competitive as possible. Commissioner Jean?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Do I have to move it first before anything else?
We need to amend it first.
Okay.
And then move the item, correct, County Attorney?
Okay. Great. I'd like to make a motion to amend then the recommendation number 1 for administrative item number 10, the 2026 salary rate for the Ramsey County Sheriff to read as follows. Set the annual salary for the Ramsey County Sheriff at 5% of $196,041, effective January 1st, 2026.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to be ready and make this amendment because I know that you've had conversations with the sheriff. I have as well too, and I just really want to appreciate the sheriff working with us on this. And I know that there's a big commitment from our board here to work towards making sure that any changes are reflected in the sheriff's budget moving forward too. So thank you.
Commissioner McGuire.
And thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to also reiterate that I think this is an item that is best covered when we do the sheriff's budget, as would be the county attorney's office, as would be our salaries, would be in the budget that we present. So I would hope that in the future this would come before us as part of the budget item. So I know we're getting it as a separate item at this point, but I'm hoping that as we move forward, that it becomes part of our budgeting process. And I'd look to our budget chair. I think we would all agree that that would be best.
And I think that would hold true for both the sheriff
and the county attorney. For absolutely,
I agree.
You know.
Any further
Once you amend it, then vote on the amendment, then the discussion,
Oh,
then
okay.
vote on the item. Need a second for
Thank
Commissioner Zhang's.
Second.
Yeah, Commissioner McMurtry.
Let's vote on the amendment first. Roll call, please.
Moran? Zhang?
Aye.
Jebin Singh?
Aye.
McGuire?
Aye.
McMurtry?
Aye.
Miller?
Aye.
And Ortega.
Aye. We now have item number 10, the salary for the Ramsey County Sheriff before us in an amended version. And any further discussion? Commissioner Singh.
Yes, I'd just like to say that it is lovely to be in times when this can be the conversation, to know that there's a proposal, there's discussion, and then we move forward in a positive way to continue to do the good work at hand. So I just want to thank all involved, that we are in this era of cooperation in one Ramsey County. It's lovely to see.
Yeah. Can I just?
Thank you. Commissioner
Just
Moran.
also just state that, you know, in the moment in time that we're in, I just want to say to the sheriff, we appreciate him staying flat for the last, 5 years or so, without getting a raise at all, recognizing that when you look at the comparable rate of wages for others, sheriff in the 7 metro area, he is one of the lowest. And also recognizing that through his leadership, we have seen, the car theft, the crime go down in that area, and his really engagement with communities. So I just wanted to lift that up. But, you know, we are in a moment in time. We're looking at MFIP, we're looking at SNAP, we're looking at WIC. And so it is just proper that we look at this and really, as we move forward, to make this a part of our budget. And decision-making process, because it really takes us outside of that at this moment in time. So, yeah. So,
Well, and to Commissioner Singh's point, I think the fact is that the RBA before us was at 9%. He agreed to 5% in a spirit of cooperation, as you stated. And it's the place we have to be to move forward, because we are going to be facing some tough couple of years. This is just the beginning of what's happening, and I'll call it a restructure of the federal government in the way they're doing business. So in any event, hearing no further discussion, roll call.
Moran,
Aye.
Zhang,
Aye.
Jevin Singh,
Aye.
McGuire,
Aye.
McMurtry,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
and Ortega.
Aye. Okay. We now move to county connections.
I think you have the information item.
Information item. We're way at the bottom here. Okay. Food and infant nutrition support in response to federal shutdown. County manager.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair. I wanted to give the board and the public an update. Today marks the day 35 of the federal government shutdown, now tying the longest shutdown in U.S. history, which occurred during the first Trump administration. This is not just a number, it represents a deepening crisis that is harming some of our most vulnerable members in our community. The prolonged shutdown is having devastating impacts on programs that thousands of families depend on every day, including SNAP, which is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, MFIP, which is the Minnesota Family Investment Program, and WIC, Women, Infant, and Children. Several lawsuits have been filed to force the administration to release contingency funds for SNAP. Two courts have ordered that funding be released. However, according to the USDA, only 50% of households' current SNAP allotments will be covered through these contingencies, so leaving families still uncertain about when or even if they will receive the help that they need. So over the weekend, I'm grateful that Commissioner Moran was able to quickly respond when we received a request from Representative Betty McCollum's office, who convened a press event yesterday with Attorney General Keith Ellison. She was able to join in that meeting over at Hallie Q. Brown to represent and uplift the local realities of the shutdown on Ramsey County residents. So I just want to spend a minute to further explain and share the human impact on Ramsey County. So in Ramsey County, approximately 35,000 households representing almost 70,000 individuals receive SNAP assistance. Another 3,500 households, which is almost 10,000 individuals, rely on MFIP for basic needs. Together, SNAP and MFIP provide nearly $14 million per month in benefits to our Ramsey County residents. The average SNAP recipient receives just about $170 per month for food, which is a modest amount that often determines whether a family can keep food on the table. These disruptions cause serious financial hardship and certainly increase food insecurity for thousands of residents. In addition, the risk extends to WIC, a federally funded state-administered program which provides nutrition, education, health referrals, and food benefits, including formula, to pregnant women, new mothers, infants, and young children. In Ramsey County, we have more than nearly 18,000 residents rely on WIC to support their families. So before you today is an informational item outlining a one-time county investment in food and potential infant formula support. As part of our emergency response, Ramsey County is allocating $450,000 from our strategic priority funds to bolster community food organizations during this time of extreme uncertainty. This investment is comprised of two things. The first is $380,000 of food supports for our local food shelves, while it also designates $70,000 for infant and medicated formula to address any potential WIC-related disruptions should they happen before the end of the year. This is a temporary and unsustainable intervention on behalf of the county. It is an act of necessity, but not capacity. These are one-time funds that counties cannot sustain. Local governments like ours are stepping up because families cannot wait, but we cannot replace the scale and responsibility of federal supports. We urge the federal government to act swiftly to restore these essential programs and to ensure continued access to food. To ensure an equitable and effective distribution, the county is using a two-tiered system to allocate to the food shelves. This is based on existing cooperative contracts with Ramsey County that are in place, that the food shelves have a physical location within Ramsey County, and we also use service volume, which is state data, to guide the allocations, with larger organizations receiving slightly higher levels of funding. To our community, Ramsey County maintains a comprehensive list of food resources on our website, and we are encouraging residents and other partners to donate to food shelves at this critical time. Commissioner Ortega and I were in connection with our St. Paul Area Chamber last week as we were part of a cohort activity with them, and I was happy to hear from the president of the chamber that today they will be sending an email to their membership to be in solidarity with us and ask for some matching funds along with our support to the community as a part of the St. Paul business community. So I'm happy to take any questions. I want to thank our staff. We've had a lot of people working on not only on this allocation, but also just on the overall response and supporting the community at this time. Just want to thank everyone for working very hard despite a very difficult situation.
Commissioner Miller.
I don't have any questions. I just have a comment. I just want to thank you for this update, County Manager Becker. Having worked closely in the food shelf sector myself, I know firsthand how stretched local food shelves already are, even before this shutdown. The need has been growing for the past years, and many organizations are operating at or beyond capacity just to keep up with the increase in demand. So I'm grateful to see our investment and our direct support to food shelves and to help support the mothers and our littlest babies. So I just want to say that this really reflects how Ramsey County works quickly, compassionately, and how we really work alongside our partners. So thank you. Appreciate that.
Commissioner McNulty.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I want to echo what Commissioner Miller said and just thank the County Manager again for all of her efforts and the team's efforts to find the funds to do this. I think you put it best by really honing in on the fact that these aren't just names on a spreadsheet. These are individuals, these are families, these are friends, these are neighbors who are being impacted by this and who deserves to have food and shouldn't go to bed hungry at night. And I think all of us have been impacted in some way, whether knowing people who receive these benefits or who have ourselves received them in the past. I know growing up, my mother relied on WIC in order to provide for our family. And to see this happening is devastating. And I completely agree that this temporary solution on behalf of the county is indeed temporary. It's something that's not sustainable, and we need to ensure that the community members who are being impacted by this aren't just political pawns in the midst of political theater. And so I really hope that we can continue to do what we can to lift up the work of our food shelves and the work they're doing to provide for so many families throughout our community. So thanks again for finding this, for doing this. I think is really important and a great way to show how Ramsey County remains committed to the well-being of everyone in this community. So thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Jean, then Singh. I got a call, both went at the same time.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and also thank you, County Manager Becker, for acting so quickly and presenting with us, this plan. I know that it's always operating in crisis has its challenges across the board, across the entire organization. And I know that the county is only filling and putting just a drop in the bucket of the entire need. I'm hearing already from residents who has concerns about not getting their full benefits and having to make a choice between paying their rent or feeding their kids. Again, in a nation where we have some of the wealthiest and the largest wealth in the entire nation, it is a shame that kids are hungry, that our elders are hungry, that our disabled folks are hungry. I also just wanted to say that as a county organization and at the bottom, at the whims of state and federal politics, that we are actively working really hard on this. And I just want to appreciate all of our staff and our leadership team who have been working hard on how to best respond in this time. Additionally, I also want to lift up a lot of the good work that the county has been doing for many years now, such as our food security assessment in 2022 and the food security strategic plan that we had approved a few years ago for 2024 and 25. Plans like these help us to respond in times of crises like this. And many times I know that folks feel frustrated by the level of engagement and then also seeing nothing happen. But I also want to say, rest assured that these plans are living documents and they help us to meet the moment that we are in. So again, just want to say thank you so much. I know that there's a lot of fear and concerns in the community. And I just want to say to our residents that we will do everything that we can in our power to help support residents in this time.
Commissioner Singh?
I want to thank my colleagues for speaking to the most basic reasons why this action needed to be taken and to our concern for our residents and for our gratitude for staff. But I also want to take just a moment to walk through. This is a significant financial contribution to put into community and to be able to find. And so I just want to clarify, and please just to kind of make sure that we're walking it through, that benefit dollars for SNAP and WIC flow from the federal government to the state and then directly on to EBT or the cards that beneficiaries receive. The county's role is not to decide what level or if folks receive those dollars. That's separate. Our role is education and navigation and eligibility. So it's an administrative task and working alongside and walking alongside our residents as they navigate these systems. And I guess the reason why I say that is that during this shutdown, we are continuing to do some of those services. And so the county continues to incur cost in the administration of the program so that when the lights come back on, we continue to be able to walk alongside our residents and being able to access these services. And so I guess my question is, we were able to find these dollars, and can I ask where we were able to find these additional dollars, and these are separate from things that were allocated for this program. So where did they come from, and what else would these dollars have been used for if not for this?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair, Commissioner Jevin Singh. These dollars are part of our Residents First Strategic Priority Funds. There's a slate of projects that were part of the strategic priority efforts, and we've I worked closely with Deputy County Manager Karen Francois as some of those dollars were being earmarked for some of our AHOD work, actually. And so we had to kind of do a little bit of recalibrating to determine the pace and rate that we were doing that work versus the need here.
And I really appreciate that. And I want to also just lift up, there's a leadership team that is meeting every week to continually respond to the ever-changing and shifting waters. The contingency planning, the recalibrating, there's a cost of all of this busy making in response to the chaos making of the things that are happening in the federal level. And I know that is borne on the backs of our leadership who are also doing their big jobs every day. I just want to say I'm really very thankful not only for this response, but that it is thoughtful based on the foundational documents that Commissioner Zhang brought up. It's built on a history of working with community, building relationships, making sure that we had these contracts set up so we have trusted partners, that we know that these dollars are already going to be with folks who are pre-vetted and we have ongoing relationships with, and have this pre-established trust. I know that has been a concern in the past when dollars go out fast. Have we done our due diligence? And we can honestly say that this, again, is based on years of relationship building, contracting, vetting true partners that we know that are doing well in community and can do this work for us in this time. And I also just want to say that I like that it is thoughtful and that it places the county within the greater work, with the state providing dollars to the food banks, with us providing dollars to our local food shelves, and also recognizing the community response of many faith communities and our municipal partners and civic groups who are doing food banks, who are setting up pop-up shops, who are volunteering and donating. And I encourage everyone, if you're wondering, what can I be doing in this time? I really do encourage you in the way that makes sense for you to support those efforts. And even if that just means checking in on your own friends, families, and neighbors and making that extra meal and sending them over, or inviting them and sending them home with leftovers, it's those quiet ways that we support each other every day that makes us a strong community. So thank you, County Manager Becker, for putting this together.
Mary Jo?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate all of my colleagues' comments, and just am so grateful that we have a county that is able to address these needs, and to just reiterate what some of my colleagues have already said too. But this is a result of the federal shutdown. This is a result of the White House and the people in charge in Congress not passing a budget that addresses the needs of the people we serve, not addressing the needs of Americans. They are not realizing that people have food needs, they have health care needs, and they're not passing a budget that would address these. And so they are, it's on them, and it's then up to us to take the money out of money that we've levied, that we've taken from our taxpayers, to pay for these very much needed programs, so that our residents can have food to eat. And so I'm just acknowledging that this is a result of a lack of leadership at our White House and our federal government, that they're refusing to get to a budget that serves all of our residents. And it's today's election day, and I just want everyone to remember that elections matter, and what people have done is really the result of a lot of these things that are happening. So just wanted to make that comment.
Thank you. You all spoke very eloquently, and I just want to remind everybody that this is just the beginning. Ramsey County is stretching. We will continue to try to stretch to meet the needs of our communities, but eventually there will be a limit. And it's good that we're going through this conversation here, so the community understands what we're facing and how we're rejuggling, as you put it, Commissioner Singh, some of our priorities and resources in order to meet this immediate need. But the reality is, political theater, Garrison, it's not just coming to a resolution in the next couple of weeks, but to come to a permanent resolution at the federal government. Another extension of the budget for another 30, 60 days, it just puts us back in the same spot in a couple of months. So we do need to get those resolutions. We are committed to make sure that our communities do not suffer, but eventually it's going to take the community to resolve this issue on many fronts. So thank you all for your for this board's willingness just to move forward and do the gymnastics that we have to do in order to keep our community as whole as possible. Okay, we have county connections.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I really appreciate the commissioner's feedback and recognition of that this has been a lot of work on top of the regular day-to-day work that isn't actually that regular for our team. So I'm going to use my county connections to kind of show the depth and breadth of some of the other things that have been happening here. Many of you have seen in the news and also got an update from me about Skyline Towers, which is a common bond facility. I want to thank our Emergency Management Homeland Security team and also Deputy County Manager Reyes for her leadership. The county did get involved when the city reached out to us to offer some of our public health assistance. In particular, half of the residents, as a result of nearly 1,000 residents, as a result of a fire, were evacuated and sent to 11 different hotels throughout the area. Half of those residents have returned home, but there are some that are still not. And so that is putting some strain on some of the things that we've talked about today. Those folks, many of them probably are on some of those programs, and obviously not being able to have power in their apartments or in their homes left them, with some food insecurity. In addition, back in August, on August 5th, this board declared a state of emergency, local emergency, as a result of the St. Paul cybersecurity incident. Since that time, we've continued to work closely with St. Paul. Thank you to our Chief Information Officer, our Chief Security Officer. We have now re-emerged back with St. Paul in every way that we were disconnected, and that has taken some time. We've also, on behalf of the county and the city, Commissioner Ortega signed a letter to the governor's office with some of the recoup costs between the two organizations recently. And so as a result, on October 31st of 2025, I did notify Commissioner Ortega that we shut down our emergency declaration. So I wanted to make sure the rest of the organization and the public knew that that happened. Okay, let's see what else we got here. In addition, I know some of you will talk about this, but we, on a state front, yesterday, all of you were at District 10, which I think we were the only county that had all our commissioners there. It was wonderful to have you there. Lift up the priorities of that we feel are very important for District 10 to cover. Those include mental health, SNAP Medicare, long-term care, technology modernization, and data practices. So I want to thank you all for taking the time to be there and engaging with that conversation. And then, as Commissioner McGuire mentioned, it is voting day. And so today, as I said, we have a lot going on. The municipal and school district elections is today, and this will actually be the 6th election conducted by our elections team this year. So that's quite a few. We have 165 polling locations in the county. We can talk all about the elections, but nothing would be more important just to thank the 1,250 election judges who are at those locations. We also have 70 student judges from 4 St. Paul high schools. We have 50 professional interpreters serving Hmong, Somali, Spanish communities as part of our voting. And we also have a translation hotline that's available in all those languages in addition to Ormo as well. So I just want to make sure folks know how the results will be posted. Results will be posted on both the Secretary of State and the Ramsey County websites, specifically for St. Paul's ranked voting races. And so this would mean any required reallocation, for example, the mayoral race. These will be shown only on the county website and will be published on tonight if needed. So I just want to make sure folks know that. So I'm going to use the rest of my time to invite two different groups up because I think we have time to do it and it's important. First, I want to invite the young people who are part of our 10-week Young Adult Career Academy who are joining us today to join us and maybe have a chance to introduce themselves. Please come on up as I keep talking. They are aged between the ages of 18 and 24. This is the 7th cohort. They are working in areas of Parks and Rec, Public Works, Emergency Communications, the County Manager's Office, Property Management, Community Corrections, Public Health, Social Services, and the Sheriff's Office. And they get a unique opportunity to meet with Commissioner Jebin Singh later this week, too. So thank you all for participating in the program. And if you want to quick introduce yourself, and that would be wonderful.
Good morning, y'all. My name is Junior.
And where are you working?
Can you talk about where you've been, have you been assigned in a department?
What department are you working in?
One more time, please.
Oh, do you have a department you've been working
Where are
with?
you working? Where are you working here?
Yeah, we went to Parks and Recs. We've been to a couple different ones. We were in telecommunications last week too.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, my name's Jada Mims, and we really been working all around different departments, just trying to get a good feel of what we like. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Talviana McKinney. I'm from District 7. Just been enjoying my time, getting to know the county and the values and what's been helping me grow up and my kids grow up too. So just enjoying my time. So thank you.
Hi. I'm a little taller than this, guys. My name is Yasmin Bryson, and I'm a part of the Academy. I really enjoy how explorative it is. With me, I have certain challenges with certain structures and systems, so I like that this particular group is explorative and it acknowledges what every individual goes through and it meets us where we are.
Thank you. Who are we missing?
Yeah.
My name is Dave Vang. I really enjoyed this internship because I'm also gaining skills for future or possible future career opportunities and paths, but also as a Ramsey County resident, I'm in District 7. So yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name's Chakotay St. James, and yeah, we've just been going around all of Ramsey County, getting to see what all of you guys do and see the different positions that they have that we probably didn't know about. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Avery Lewis. Pardon me, I'm not feeling great today, so I hope you guys can hear me. I think it's been great to go through, see the inner workings of the county. I know for me, having the opportunity to be able to go and see things that I'm not or haven't been exposed to throughout my life has been great. So it's been a great opportunity. So.
Thank you very much. All right. Thanks, Beatrice, and thanks for Workforce Solutions for their work. Yeah, you can go back to your seats. Thank you. And then very lastly, I'd like to invite Veterans Director Christina Ross to just share really quickly about our National Association of Counties participation in Green Light for Veterans, which starts today. So she's got her green on and we're ready to go. Yeah, thanks, Christina.
All right, well, thank you for the opportunity. So just as a reminder, as County Manager Becker had mentioned, today marks the official kickoff of Operation Greenlight for Veterans. This is a nationwide initiative led by the National Association of County Offices, or counties, and the National Association of County Veteran Service Officers to honor our nation's veterans and their families. And I also want to mention our STU veterans and their families as well. And thanks to Minnesota for the new law that came out in 2025. So from November 4th through November 11th, 5 Ramsey County buildings will illuminate in green. So thank you, Director Kruger and her team, for lighting up some of our buildings. I already got to see Union Station lit up. It looks great. So those buildings will be the Ramsey County Courthouse, the Landmark Center, 90 West Plato Boulevard, our Law Enforcement Center, and again, Union Depot. Each serving as a visible symbol of appreciation and support for our over 23,000 veterans and their families that call Ramsey County their home. This is our 3rd year participating in the 5-year initiative, and we're proud to stand alongside our counties across the country to show our collective gratitude and raise awareness of the unique challenges of veterans face, as well as lift up our local, state, and federal resources available to support them. So we encourage everyone in Ramsey County, our businesses, our cities, education, and faith-based establishments, and our residents to join us by displaying a green light at home or work during the week of leading up to Veterans Day. So we have free green light bulbs in our 90 West Plato Boulevard office, our County Veteran Service Office. And thank you to our Got Your Six Employment Resource Group who helped fund getting those bulbs, so thank you. And let's just remember Ramsey County to light green for our veterans to know that they are seen, they are heard, and they're supported. Also, leading up to Veterans Day, a great way to honor our veterans is just simply asking them the question about their service, maybe taking them out to coffee and just hearing their story. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm done.
Okay, we now have outside board and committee reports. You want to start it off, Ina?
Sure, I can start off. Thank you so much. It's been a lot going on and a lot happening, and I would just, I think, open up with just the time that looking at my Congresswoman, Betty McCollum, going into action with Attorney General Keith Ellison and calling community together to talk about the impact of SNAP and what's happening at the federal government level. And just want to say thank her for knowing that the role that the county plays and seeing the necessity to connect the county with the people that we're serving. But we talked about it, you know, I heard it a lot this morning at around SNAP, so I'm not going to repeat it, but this is really one of those moment in times where we're looking at, you know, not just people, but children and the elders and those with disabilities. And those who are working really hard and just don't have enough because the pay is not able to support them and their families. So they need that additional support. But it was really good to come together at Hallie Q. Brown to have that event and really make it public, local. I spent last week out at a conference called QPI. QPI means Quality Parenting Initiative, and I thought it's an initiative that I've been connected to for a while that really works with the child protection system, out-of-home placement. In the conference that I attended last week it was a conference, QPI Conference for Champions of QPI. The Champion Practice Exchange is focused on 3 strategic topic areas that meet quarterly to discuss child-centered transitions, a QPI approach to kinship care, strengthening relationships between birth parents, foster parents, and caseworkers. And I think this is so relevant right now as we look at the African American Family Preservation Child Welfare Disproportionality Act and what that new law is asking of us to really place kids when they need to be removed, think about kinship care. We're also working to strengthen the families. And most importantly for QPI, it is working with, it is the partnership and the relationship between the birth parents, the foster parents, and the caseworkers. And that doesn't always happen. When we see kids removed from their homes, we look at those bad parents, and that's all we see, not recognizing that the majority of kids who are removed from their homes are removed because of neglect and not abuse. Most of the calls that come through are coming from our educational system or maybe even a hospital by a doctor. And so it's a model that works. The conference was done in partnership with the Youth Law Center. And it was just really, really good to be there with really strong advocates that see the need to this whole process of working with the whole family, working with the birth parents, working and placing kinship care at the forefront. Because, you know, one thing we do know is that kids can never not have enough people to love them. And then that's what comes with foster parents so often. When kids go back home, they become an additional extended families for those kids. And so I really like this model. And I'm still very interested in the legislation around comfort calls, and just would like to know where that plays in the African American Family Preservation Act. Are we doing it? We should be doing it. And what that looks like for us here in Ramsey County. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I have had some awesome opportunities to meet with some really good people and be in places to really talk about the work of the county and how we the work that we do at county is not just about the county, but how we also work with the state. I met with Shonda Smith Baker, who is the new president and CEO of St. Paul, Minnesota Foundation. And what a great meeting with her. Let's see if I can pull up a little bit about Shonda. Shonda Smith Baker is originally from North Minneapolis, and after many, many years of working in Minneapolis, she has moved over to St. Paul as the CEO of the St. Paul, Minnesota Foundation. But one of her beliefs is that, one, being connected to community serving is very important. And her belief is in equity and the power of community and the endless possibilities that emerge when people come together with purpose. And so for over 25 years as in an executive leadership experience rooted in Minnesota and extended across the country, she is working through that concept of bringing people together from many sectors to do that work. And one of the things she mentioned in our one-on-ones together is that, and that I asked her is what would be that role of the philanthropic community in partnership with county? In the moment in time that we're in, where we know we see less dollars coming from the federal government, less dollars that may be coming from the state, and we at the county has a mandate to do our work, and a lot of that is often through unfunded mandates, and through a tax levy where we're taxing residents to do the work. And so I think there's still more to be had and seen with what we can do with the philanthropic community and how that work can be done together to serve what I think in her conversation was really like-minded possibilities of the people that we're serving here in Ramsey County. I also had the opportunity to be a panel at Metro State. The panel was called the State Model Legislature Power. And so thank you and kudos to Representative Jess Hansen and Emma Green, who's also professors at Metro State, who is leading this class to really engage them with what it looks like to be in the minority and have power. And how do you utilize the power that you have even in the minority? So along with myself and former Representative Pat Garofalo and former Rep. Roz Peterson, both Republicans, we talked about what that can look like. This is a model legislature class, which is a graduate level course in the Masters of Advocacy and Political Leadership, the MAPLE program at Metro State University. The students there are learning about the legislative process, which fulfills the roles of CAs and staffs in the 2-day mini session. So it was just good just to bring that there, but also in the midst of looking at state government, to talk about local government and the role of local government, and to be able to do the work that we do, often without a political lens, not looking at Republican or Democrat, but serving the people and doing that way, in a way that we are lifting everyone up. I also had an opportunity to participate at the the Senate Capital Investment Tour, where we were lifting up in Ramsey County our Park at River's Edge bonding proposal that we will be lifting up in the legislature come 2026. I think there was at least 8 senators that showed up out of 12. And so it was good to have them there. It was a beautiful day. There was an awesome moment for them to see the bluff from downtown St. Paul and what it would look like to be able to touch the river from downtown St. Paul. So it was just a beautiful, beautiful moment. And the weather just cooperated so well with us. And we also saw a lot of nods from members. So the hope, fingers crossed, that there will be a bonding bill this year. We would definitely like to see some investment in a way to move forward with the park at River's Edge. And I will stop there.
Thank you, Commissioner Moran. We're behind schedule. I knew that when we were at County Connection, so I'm going to ask everybody to keep it to maybe 2 items, because we have the Legislative Committee, and then we have 2 workshops.
Okay, I'll be
Kelly?
quick. Going back to October, I attended the Metropolitan Mosquito Control District meeting. It was pretty standard. We made a few policy amendments, and then we approved a contract with the firm BWBR for 2 critical projects that include the St. Paul lab renovation and the new Maple Grove storage facility. So those projects are designed to enhance their operational efficiency and provide the necessary resources to support their future growth. Then on the 23rd, we had the R&E meeting. We discussed the 2026 legislative platforms to include 2 of their main priority areas, which are secure additional funding for the development of the anaerobic digester to transform food scraps and other organic waste into renewable natural gas and biochar, and then pursue legislation to provide counties with the opportunity to create effective regional integration of local waste management programs, allowing communities to address complex waste systems. And then I also want to add that Walters came in to give us an update on their transfer station in Blaine, that they have started construction on building their addition, so then we can start getting the food scrap program to roll out into the northern suburbs, which is on the timeline. Sorry, Mary Jo, it's not quite in Roseville yet, but it will be in more of District 7 and District 1. I just want to note just 2 very quick things. I did a tour of the dog park, Battle Creek Dog Park tour on last Friday with the dog park stewards. So do you know, if you're unaware, other commissioners, we have dog park stewards that are very involved and engaged in their dog park. So I was able to see firsthand on some of their concerns and a few of their ideas. Then I just want to mention that I am doing a food drive, a local food drive with Brochert's Meat Market. We have a bin that will be collecting food that will support local food shelves in District 7. So if you're in the area, I encourage you to bring a non-perishable food item to Brochert's, then you can support local as well. And that is it. Meet you. Thank you.
Garrison, please.
For the sake of time, I'm going to skip all my updates. I'm just going to do one really quick update in regards to the election. I know there's a bit of construction that's happening along Rice Street, and so the city is doing some of the lead service replacement construction. So those who are voting at the North End Community Center, they should still be able to go and vote at that location today, even with the construction happening along Rice Street between Maryland and Magnolia Street. Voters are encouraged to access the community center via Marion Street and Lawson Avenue. So just want to make sure that folks in the North End who are out voting today understand that construction is happening, but they still have access to their polling location. Thank you.
Thank you. Tara.
Okay. Well, when we don't have a meeting from last week and we don't have one next week, you're really challenging us, but I think we're up to the task. I'm just gonna beg forgiveness for many of the events that I've attended and thought to promote. But what I really do want to highlight that I was Alexis Barter, my principal aide, and I had the opportunity to attend the NAMI Minnesota conference on Saturday. It was one of the best conferences I have been in a really long time. I had a chance to meet with the new executive director, Marcus Schmidt from NAMI Minnesota, a number of advocates from numerous organizations, and we were able to hear directly from advocates that, quite honestly, many of the slides, the agendas that they have, both at the federal and the state level, mimic ours that we have at the Association of Minnesota Counties and here at the Ramsey County Board, which is to make sure that all of these hits to our most vulnerable populations, whether it's housing, whether it's food supports, whether it is different supports that are happening for in the care community, that this is impacting so many different groups, and that we have a number of people who have these very broad goals, which is to take care of each other in the way that we should in a country like this. So it was wonderful to be amongst allies there. I also want to say that last night the Rice Creek Commons JDA met, and just sharing out, and I hope that folks who are listening will share this information, and I'll also share some greater information to the board that the JDA has extended its deadline for the request for information for the Rice Creek Commons to Friday, February 14th.
This is your opportunity to influence a future competitive solicitation for development partners at Rice Creek Commons. And so we are looking for input from those with expertise in real estate development and related industries to guide the next phase of the site's redevelopment. So this is our way. We will be putting together a formal solicitation early in 2026 and want to recognize changing environment in the development community and in financing around such projects, and want to make sure that that's baked into any tweaks that we need to make this successful and expedite the development of Rice Creek Commons. That if there are concerns or thoughts that we can adjust that RFP, that we want to make sure that we hear that in time. So please do encourage folks to participate in that. And then lastly, I do want to make sure to invite the board to attend Meals on Wheels 50 Years Strong event this Friday from 11:30 to 1 at the Minnesota Humanities Event Center. I have been part of Meals on Wheels and was on the former board of directors for Metro Meals on Wheels, and so excited for recognizing that relationship that Ramsey County has had in support of Meals on Wheels, especially during this time of food insecurity. So I encourage you all to attend if you can.
Thank you so much. Mary Jo.
I love it. Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a challenge since we didn't report last week and we don't report next week. So I want to make sure that, did you talk about the webinar that's going to be happening for Rice Creek Commons?
Go for it.
But I forget what day it is. You're presenting at it, so I have to find that day. But if you could find that while I'm doing my report, Mr. Chair, I am gonna delay some of my reporting for the next time that we meet. First of all, just thanks for recognizing Operation Greenlight. I encourage everyone to put green on their porch lights. Also, just a highlight about the elections today. You know, there's school board and school board referendums going on today, so make sure that you check your communities for what elections might be going on. I just have to, while it's Native American Heritage Week, I just want to recognize the amazing tour that I did for the Department of Indian Work Food Shelf with Commissioner Miller. Oh my goodness, they are doing such amazing work. It's actually, it's in Little Canada, but it's just an amazing hub for emergency food services, cultural programming, and wellness initiatives. Thank you, Commissioner Miller, for all the work that you did there prior to you getting elected here. And it was just so amazing, and I encourage everyone to get a tour of that food shelf and much needed services, especially these days. So thank you for that. I'm going to wait till another board meeting to talk about Impact, which was our mobility conference that many of us went to. There was lots of things going on at that, but I will save that. Roseville Area Schools Foundation is having their fall fundraiser tomorrow night, so I want to encourage people to go to that. Our landmark gala, which Mr. Chair, you're probably going to talk about, a number of us are going this Friday. And then not this Monday, but next Monday, November 17th, because we won't have a board meeting until after that. I just want to say that Active Living Ramsey Communities is celebrating their 20th anniversary. You will all be invited. We're having a celebration. Our former commissioner, Jan Parker, who served in my seat prior to me, who started Active Living, will be there. We're inviting people who have been a part of Active Living to come back. But it's going to be, as I said, Monday, November 17th from 2 to 5. You can actually do it on Teams, but it's an in-person celebration with beverages and snacks. And we'll be meeting at Ramsey County Public Works out in Arden Hills from 2 to 5 on the 17th. So please put that on your calendar.
Could your office send us an email or a text or something?
We're totally going to send that out, Mr. Chair. Yeah. We will be sending you all a notice about that because it's a great, 20 years is great, and we've been doing such amazing work. Yeah. So thank you. I will definitely send that out. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll try to keep it brief, but I would say the top and most important piece was we had a legislative demo of our current technology that we use from the state. And our legislative team, Amy Waslick, was able to invite Rep. Pinto, Rep. Perez Vega from Ramsey County, Rep. Coulter, Rep. Elkins, Rep. Knorr, and Senator Wickland from Hennepin County, who joined us. And staff was able to provide a demo on just how outdated our technology systems are, just to determine eligibility for healthcare benefits as well as SNAP. And this is really important because a part of the HR1 bill, it is going to be the biggest cost shift from the federal government to the local government. Essentially, just for the benefit costs in Ramsey County, that's $14.5 million alone of folks who get SNAP. That's approximately 3.6 percentage points in our levy. And this is going to take effect in 2027. So the cost is really real. That is going to be shifted to property taxpayers, which is the most regressive form of taxes. So that has been really important in addition to the SNAP subcommittee that AMC has been convening. I've attended now 2 of their meetings, of which I'm a member. We created a timeline of, the cost shifts of laying it out, as well as challenges that both DCYF has to implement and communicate to the counties. And that's really trying to get at the payment error rates. However, I will say that there is no amount of work that we can do that we can get around it as well, because the payment error rates, the USDA already has a stringent place about it. However, they only take about 25,000 cases from each state. They don't even base it off on population. So however Ramsey County does well and improve, other states may not. So this is really a statewide issue that we need to get under. So I'm proud that AMC is being responsive and convening those all of the counties together to address this issue. The next SNAP subcommittee will meet again next week, but then we have ongoing meetings. And this is the amount of time, it's 2.5 hours that we're putting into just addressing this and working with the state to resolve this. So what we are experiencing today with not receiving SNAP benefits is just the tip of the iceberg. Number 2 is I attended the TAB Active Transportation subcommittee of TAB, and we are finalizing and bringing forward just the final criteria of how to rank and score projects to the TAB, and that will be considered later this month. And then finally, I also want to say thank you so much to Commissioner Jebin Singh for allowing me to tag along in the meeting with Under Sheriff Meestad, Under Sheriff Ramaker, and also the finance budget Anna Helm at the Sheriff's Office to better understand both the contract cities, the patrol services, and also understanding the complex challenges they face with both overtime, but also trying to staff and meet statutory obligations for managing and operating the jail. So it provided such better insight on why we see so many of the challenges and also some of the overtime costs that they are incurring too. So I just want to thank you, Commissioner Jebin Singh, for leading that, and also thank you to the Sheriff's Office for being so insightful and helpful in helping us understand their challenges.
Well, thank you to both of you, because that's one issue we're going to have to tackle. Top of the agenda for next year, it's the overtime in the Sheriff's Department, their budgeting process, and we have to do some restructuring of that whole budget process. And so your knowledge base is going to be badly needed. I'll make mine very quick. We do have the Landmark Gala coming up this Friday. Many of you guys are attending, and it's the one big fundraiser which pays for all the free programming that we do for the community, along with other resources. County Manager Becker and I and Carrie were in Detroit. I got to tell you, I won't get into the details of that, but there's one thing, as we all know, Detroit has been suffering for over 20 years. They lost 1 million people in population. Wow. They used to be a city of 1.5 million. They're now barely 600,000. The turnaround has been fantastic. the common theme, and this is not at the workshop, that when I spoke to people in business, when I spoke to politicians, the reason for the turnaround is local government stopped getting in each other's way and tripping each other up, number one. Number two, government and business got together and put together one plan that everybody is pulling in the same direction. There's no magic to this. That's how, and so, good lessons to learn, because you're talking probably about a city that was about to disappear. And now is on a big comeback, and you could feel it when you walk the streets. That's it for me for today. We are now moving to the Legislative Committee of the Whole. And following that, we have a board workshop. We're already half hour behind. Yeah, we have one this afternoon and one right after this meeting. We are adjourned.
Are we going down?